kids! Welcome to another amazing session in Science 6. I am Teacher Angela and I'm so glad to be with you as we explore and learn the appearance and uses of suspensions. Please prepare your module, notebook, and ballpen. Have you noticed that some solids do not dissolve when mixed with water? Also, have you ever wondered why some particles in a mixture are not evenly distributed all throughout? Kids, let's try to discover that today. All set? Let's start with this activity. In this activity, identify the pictures that will be flushed as soluble or insoluble solution. Say soluble or insoluble after hearing the beep. Number 1. Gasoline in water. Did you answer insoluble? You are correct. Number 2. Acetone and nail polish. The correct answer is soluble. Did you get it right? Number 3. Salt and alcohol. Yes, the correct answer is soluble. Number 4. Oil and vinegar. Yes, the answer is insoluble. Number 5. Tawas and water. Yes, tawas when mixed with water is soluble. I know you did well in this activity. Great job! Kids, the combination of two or more substances do not always result in a solution or a homogeneous mixture. This happens when a mixture contains two or more substances that physically remain separated from one another. And this mixture is called suspension. Mixtures can be classified as solution, suspension, and colloids that differ in their solubility. Mixtures of tea leaves in hot water is an example of suspension. Tea leaves settle down at the bottom where you can see the two mixtures combined. Suspension is a heterogeneous mixture where visible particles can be seen to the naked eyes as it settles down at the bottom when left undisturbed. Cloudy appearance appears when two materials were mixed. It can be used in processing food, beverages, and medicine. Here are some examples of suspensions. Please watch the video. Flour and water. In a glass with a half-filled water, add a spoonful of flour. Mix and stir it thoroughly. Leave it for 3 minutes and observe what happens. What is the appearance of the water while mixing with the flour? Correct! The water appears cloudy while stirring the flour. What happens to the flour after 3 minutes? Right! After 3 minutes of leaving the glass undisturbed, the flour dissolved in the water but not entirely because it settled only at the bottom part of the glass. How many phases are visible? Correct! There are 2 visible phases, and the 2 substances physically remain separated from one another. The mixture of flour and water is a suspension. Same thing will happen if we mix the following: sand and water, cocoa powder and water, soil and water, pebbles and water. Have you tried mixing oil and water? What happened to the mixture? Why does oil floats on top of the water? You can mix oil and water and shake it as hard as you can, but they will separate after some time. The water molecules are strongly attracted to each other, same as with the oil molecules. The oil floats above the water because it has a lower density than water. Oil and water mixture is a suspension. You get the same effect as you would get when you mix gas and water. As you add water to a tank of gasoline, all of the water will settle at the bottom of the tank. The lighter gasoline will float on top of the water. Another example of suspension is a cough syrup. Shake well before use is a common reminder that we observe in a medicine. A cough syrup needs to be shaken before taking it because there are some particles and ingredients that settle down at the bottom. To ensure that the active ingredients are properly dispersed throughout the bottle, it must be shaken well before use. I am sure that you were able to take cough syrup already. Remember, kids, a cough syrup is a suspension. This time, let us talk about the uses of suspensions. Suspensions are used as construction materials. It can be used to build houses, roads, and buildings. Suspensions here happens when water is mixed with sand and gravel. Food that we eat, like halo-halo, peanut butter, and bagoong. Suspensions can be condiments or food preparation, like vinegar and pepper, soy sauce and garlic, and rice and water. Suspensions are used for medicine, like syrup and antibiotics. Suspensions can be used as decorations like aquarium. This time, let us check your understanding about suspensions. Let us answer the following questions. Write your answer in your notebook. You will be given 10 seconds to answer each item. All set? Let's start. Here is number 1. What is a suspension? Suspension is a heterogeneous mixture where visible particles can be seen to the naked eyes as it settles down at the bottom of the container. Give 2 examples of suspension. Your answer can be any 2 of the following: sand and water, oil and water, gasoline and water, flour and water, or tea leaves in hot water. Number 3. Give 3 uses of suspension. Suspensions are used in food, beverages, and medicine. Number 4. What is the appearance of suspension when 2 materials were mixed? The appearance is cloudy. Number 5. Where can particles usually be seen when 2 materials were combined in a suspension? At the bottom. What is your score? If you got 5, very good. 3 and 4, good. 2 and down, nice try. You can do better in the next exercise. Pick out 5 examples of suspension inside the box. You will be given 15 seconds to do this activity. Gravel and water, salt and water, rice grain and water, soil and water, tea leaves and hot water, vinegar and soy sauce, oil and water. Are you done? Great! Let's check your work. Your answer can be any of the following. 1. Gravel and water. 2. Soil and water. 3. Oil and water. 4. Tea leaves and hot water. 5. Rice grain and water are all suspensions. Salt and water, vinegar and soy sauce are homogeneous mixtures because the composition are evenly distributed and uniform throughout the mixture. Kids, I know you did well in this activity. Keep it up. Let's try another. Direction. Complete the paragraph below. You will be given 15 seconds to answer. Suspension is a mixture where particles can be seen to the naked eyes as it at the bottom when left undisturbed. Are you done? Alright, let's check your work. Suspension is a heterogeneous mixture where visible particles can be seen to the naked eyes as it settles down at the bottom when left undisturbed. Did you get it right? Very good! Here's another. Identify what is defined or described. Write the letter of your answer in your notebook. You will be given 10 seconds to answer each item. Number 1. What kind of mixture is formed when larger particles settle out when left undisturbed? A. Colloid. B. Suspension. C. Solution. D. Solvent. The correct answer is B. Suspension. Number 2. What kind of mixture is formed when oil is mixed with water? A. Solution. B. Water. C. Colloids. D. Suspension. The correct answer is D. Suspension. Number 3. Which of the following mixtures is not an example of a suspension? A. Salt and water. B. Oil and water. C. Sand and water. D. Chalk and water. The correct answer is A. Salt and water. Number 4. How does suspension appear? A. It appears clear. B. It appears cloudy. C. It appears messy. D. None of the above. The correct answer is B. It appears cloudy. Number 5. Which of the following statements do not describe a suspension? A. Suspensions has larger particles that is visible to the naked eyes. B. Suspensions are particles that settle out when left undisturbed. C. Mixture of soil and water is an example of suspension. D. Suspensions are homogeneous mixture and invisible to the naked eyes. The correct answer is D. Suspensions are homogeneous mixture and invisible to the naked eyes. How many correct answers did you get? If you got 5, very good. If you get 3 and 4, good. If you get 2 and below, study more. Great job, kids! We are nearing now to the end of our lesson. Open your module to page 8 and 10, then answer the assessment part. When you are done answering, you may contact the number of your teacher found in your instructional kit. You can also send message through email or messenger. Today, you learned about the appearance and uses of suspensions. You can now review this video through our YouTube channel, search Aral TV Leyte Division, click like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to get notified of the latest uploads. I hope you learned a lot from our discussion today. This is Teacher Angela reminding you that science is a way of life. Keep living, keep loving it. See you next time. Goodbye.